Guys, things are going so good right now. I mean, I'm creating content consistently. I'm almost done recording the music project. And even on the research side, things are going well. For once, what if this actually goes somewhere?
Cute. What if this is just a phase and you're just excited because you rekindled your long lost romance with content and music over there?
Well done.
What if no one is watching and you're just shouting into a void? The same void that music project you're producing might disappear into.
Like the last one. I don't need this from you. Please, not today. You usually have more hopeful things to say to me, so give me something.
Well, yes, what if it works? What if the numbers start growing? And the opportunities start rolling in? What if the brands start calling and your inboxes fill up and people start expecting more from you than you could ever deliver? What if your next video has to be better than your last video every single time?
That took a dark turn.
What if you burn out trying to stay relevant? What if they love a version of you that no longer exists? What if you say something, get misunderstood, and you're vilified and blacklisted? What if you're no longer allowed to change and make mistakes like anybody else? You would have effectively lost the gift of anonymity together with the quiet and freedom that comes with it.
Whoa, auntie, let's calm down a bit. I usually expect this kind of energy from this one over here. Who pissed you off this morning?
I could save you from all of that. Stay here, stay small, stay quiet, stay invisible, and no one will bother you ever. It could be easy.
But then I will proceed to bother myself for eternity. So basically, what y'all are telling me is that failure is not great, but even not failing is super scary. Well, what if I just keep doing all of the things anyway? Like, just because, just for vibes. Like, I guess that's that.
Hello, I'm Ajo, and this is my visual diary in which I document all the emotions, mental states, and practical realities of building a fulfilling life from the inside out. Today, I want to talk about fear. The fear of failure, the fear of success. I'm going to reflect on my relationship with these fears and how they have sort of manifested in my life, and the 3 things that I'm taking with me into the future to ensure that these things do not hold me back from going after the things that I want. I wasn't able to do any activities this month, so I'm instead going to introduce you to my new personalities of these kicks that I'm doing. Talk a little bit about the actual topic, fear, and then I'll show you my personality and we'll come back and wrap it up. So stick around so you don't miss them, because interesting things are about to go down. Okay, cool, let's get to it. Most of the time when I encounter the conversation around fear in this context of career and whatnot, is the fear of failure. There's podcasts around the fear of failure. There are all kinds of failure quotes and whatnot that paint failure to be the scary guy. And that is a very real thing that a lot of people experience. But as you would have seen from my skit that I know you saw, success actually sounded very terrifying. And that's what has been the case in my life. Success has been the more terrifying one than failure. I've started a bunch of things in my life precisely because I know failure is an option. Because I know I can give up at any point. I can stop and turn around if it's not happening anymore, because you know why? I cannot come and go and kill myself. So I'm really good at starting things. But the problem comes in when I start to gain momentum, even if it's not from external recognition of what I'm doing, even if it's just me posting consistently and doing things consistently, and I'm like, oh, things are actually moving. Then something happens that convinces me that maybe this path is not the right path for me, and so I stop and I go back to whatever it is I was doing that felt safer. So the example I can give you is sometimes a friend who followed me because of fitness or whatnot might ask me, why did you stop creating fitness content? And I'll say things like, oh, a lot of the time when people came into my DMs, it was always like, you know, what else do you do besides the diet and the working out? Like, I always felt like they were fishing for me to tell them that I drink some tea or I drink this or I drink that. And as a matter of fact, I had so many Herbalife people in my DMs talking about, oh, you would inspire so many people if you just took our products and sold them and told them that it, you know, is the reason why you have this body like this. And I was like, hey? So I should just tell the people that what God gave me as God-given genetics plus my hard work at the gym is because of the tea. Is that what the people are doing out here? So instead of using that as an opportunity to double down on my message of going to the gym, of eating well and doing all the right things, instead I told myself, oh my gosh, I don't want to put out the wrong impression out there, what, and then I stopped. Music. I released my EP in 2022. Granted, it took everything from me. I had nothing else to give, so I didn't really promote it as much. And then in 2023, I started performing. I was doing gigs around town. I was performing at Mojo. I was performing at Piano Bar and whatnot. And then I was like, wait. So you mean that if this thing should take off now, I have to be on these stages every night or many nights a week? This is my job, to be outside after 9 p.m. Like, at the time, they all looked like very plausible reasons for me not to keep doing the things that I was doing. But if you really think about it, it was me saying that all the things that come with success, I don't want. The being invited out to places is a sign that the music is picking up and now people want to hear you, and so they're calling you. That's what I want. But I don't want to be outside after 9 p.m. Huh? Now, the underlying thing was a big, deep fear of being disliked. I'm a certified people pleaser. Like, believe it or not, it pains me to do something that goes against what I know might hurt somebody. That even if it doesn't hurt them, they just don't like it because it's not what they would prefer, but it's what works for me. Hey, I'll be sitting here stressing about how I want to approach this conversation, right? It's not just wanting to please because I like pleasing people. It's because maybe by pleasing them, then they will like me. And if I please people for them to like me, how do I even want to have a career on what I hope will become a big platform where people can now see me, where I'm exposed, where they can see all the things and they can scrutinize and pick it apart and decide what they like, what they don't like, what is worthy and what is not worthy? How am I going to survive that? If even in my small conversations, I over-explain and over-rationalize things that should not require over-explaining, just because I don't want this person to now think that I just did it without thinking. I want to give you all my perspectives of how I was thinking. So you know I did. Hey God, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. So on the surface, at the time, when I saw the people in my DMs asking me for fitness advice, asking me for tips, and asking me to promote their products, when the demands on my music started growing and people wanted me in their venues, I was like, oh, this is not going to be sustainable with my lecturing and my everything. Those were the surface reasons that I gave myself. In retrospect, I can see that it was just the fear that my platform was expanding, it was growing, and I would become more and more and more exposed to scrutiny and criticism, and I just couldn't handle that. And so I gave myself all these other reasons to not keep going. So that's why I say it was more so a fear of success than a fear of failure. So what did I do instead? I chose to do academia because I was like, okay, if I do academia, I can still attain good levels of success. I can still be, if the problem is to be known, I can still become renowned in my field and go to my conferences and do my little keynotes here and there. I can still achieve that kind of success in academia without losing my anonymity and the peace and quiet and privacy that comes with all of that. I went as far as to even make my Instagram private at a point and significantly reduce the number of people who could see my WhatsApp status updates and whatnot, because I was like, privacy, it's privacy. Because privacy sounds like a good thing to have, and a lot of people get offline because they value their privacy. And if I was doing it because I valued privacy, I would be okay with it. But I did it because I didn't want to be seen, I didn't want to be criticized. So that's why I just wouldn't do it, because I'm like, yo, look at how they be dragging these celebrities left, right, and center, like as if they're not somebody's child, as if they feel that this person just came from heaven like this and should know everything and know exactly how to act to please all 8 billion people on this planet. And I just thought that it can get so cruel and vicious that I was like, maybe I shouldn't do it, without even knowing whether I will get there. But I'm getting to that point. So that's how these fears essentially have been showing up for me, right? That's how they have manifested themselves in my life. And now I want to say no more. And now I'm going to just take you through those 3 points that I'm taking with me into the future. The first one, which I think is very easy and straightforward, and you're probably just screaming it back to me while you were listening to me talk, is not everybody has to like me. Because me, as I'm sitting here right now, I don't like everybody. If God were to come down today and say, name some people that you want me to help you to deal with, I have names for you. I will have names to give God, you understand? So I don't like everybody. So why do I think that everybody must like me too? Why? It is such a crazy thought. Like, it's not possible. It's not possible. And it's okay for everybody not to like you, because there are some people that definitely should not like me. I don't want them having any business liking me. Do you understand? So just coming to terms with that, and just there's no like how 10 steps or 5 steps to get to the point where you don't want to please people anymore. It's just accepting for me that that's a thing that I know I have a tendency to want to do what will please people and not myself, and just be mindful of it and do what it feels right, do what feels aligned, regardless of what that means, whether people like me, they don't like me, and to be willing to lose it all. Like if I manage to achieve a good level of success or whatnot, and someone tells me that because of this thing that you said, we are now going to cancel you. If it's something that I stand by, and I hope I don't say things that I don't stand by. If it's something that I said, probably it's aligned with my own value system, how I see the world and whatnot. It may not be everybody's cup of tea, but it is mine. And if for that reason I am going to be vilified and blacklisted, then so be it. I pray to God that if I ever become successful, that He gives me the courage to look at it all like this and say, you can take it, and leave me with my integrity and peace and conscience that is not fighting me every night. I really pray for that. Beyond that, I hope I stick to my values. People don't have to agree with them, but I should believe them enough to hold on to them. And if someone comes up with a counterpoint that is, that makes sense, that shows me the flaws in my reasoning, I should be humble enough to accept it and say, you know what, I take your point and I move on with a different understanding because of this conversation. That's it. There's not much more than that I can do.
As usual, I am going to pause here and introduce you to my two personalities, fitness and diet, and they're also going to tell you a lot about the drama in the house, who gets along with who doesn't get along with who, and why, and all that tea. So stick around.
She never committed to me until like 2018. That's when we really got the ball rolling. I stay on no matter what, no matter how hectic things get, no matter how busy, quiet, it doesn't really matter. I'll be getting at least three to 5 sessions a week, But diet, sometimes she doesn't even get a meal a day. Do you get what I mean? Like we hear me, diet, sleep, we don't really like. Sleep is another one, Shem. You won't find her to do this interview with her, let me just tell you that. Me, diet, sleep, we're just here to make sure that the functioning is functioning. The body is doing what it needs to do, the mind is alert, all the things that we need to keep the body going, we're doing them. It's hard work and it has to happen all the time, but I don't think it's anywhere near as demanding as content and academia. So I understand why they are uptight all the time, so I don't even hang out with them. Content and I used to hang out a lot, but then we stopped because she's too full of nonsense. She's too serious. She's too, she gets impatient. She loses her temper. Soon as something starts to freeze, she'll be screaming. I don't have energy for that. Me, I just want to enjoy my workout, enjoy and have fun. If you're not going to be screaming at me because I'm not standing in the center of the camera, or my face is not showing like this, or my form is not correct, I'm not going to want to hang with you again. I don't like that. So that's me and content. Every now and then we still hang because she can be fun sometimes, but academia is always serious. Like I'm looking for a day where I will catch her smiling. She hardly smiles. I mean, it's hard to smile when you're fighting gender inequality, linguistic discrimination, and linguistic inequality. When you are facing all the inequalities in your work, obviously you're not going to have anything to laugh about, because from where you're standing, the world is just full of problems that need solving. So I get it, but too much for me, personally, too much for me. I really do have to go for my run, so I can't stay and chat for longer, but just know that in this crew, the fun guys is me, is diet, is music. Sometimes sleep is fun, but when she's around, we are all asleep, so we can't really have fun. Like only academia, once in a while. Once in a while, academia and sleep will meet, because academia can cause a lot of stress that she will slip into the subconscious. Do you understand? Sleep will literally be like, yo, I was minding my business, next thing you know, academia is here. I'm like, whoa, aren't you supposed to be sleeping? And she's like, yo, there's a deadline. It gets so crazy. But the rest of us don't really hang out with sleep all that much. I have no business being here when sleep is around. No, I go and I live my best life. But please don't tell music and academia and content all the things that I've said. I like to be neutral, so I'm just telling you because you asked. But normally I hang with everyone, I roll with everyone, because my work benefits everyone. So all right, bye. I've also been around. I don't know why academia likes to act like she's the first to arrive. Was this woman not eating from the time she was born? But to be fair,
this version of me that's green and healthier and everything came much later in life. Fitness, myself, and content started around the same time. Well, this version of me that's like green and healthier, because there was another one. She's gone now. Most times she's not around. But every now and then, when life gets hectic, life gets busy, I'm usually the first to be dropped, and that other diet comes in. You know, I just feel like it's not fair that I'm the one that gets to suffer first when none of this has anything to do with me. Like, seriously, how important is content? I'm literally a life or death situation. I am the reason why all of these people can get up and do all the things they can do, because where would they get energy from if not from me? It's like she doesn't understand that I am the reason all of these things can happen. And if I'm not well taken care of, me and my good friend Sleep that also suffers. Like, yo, I feel like I'm even better. Sleep. Sleep goes through her own thing, but luckily for her, she only comes in every now and then. She doesn't have to deal with all this other drama. Like, I have to be here the whole day. I have to be here, witness all of this, see how everybody else gets prioritized, and I just get dropped the moment. And then they wonder why I don't bother showing up to the meetings. They wonder why I'm always late, because, well, I'm always an afterthought. When things are nice and calm, like if we're on holiday or we're not really chasing deadlines, I will be flourishing. We will be like glowing greener and yellow and orange, and all the colors will be popping here. But can you see now? Just this little dry ass green. That's all I get. Music is even more colorful than me these days. How crazy is that? But anyway, like, I get it. She has a lot going on. So I just spend a lot of time hanging out with fitness and music because they're fun. I'm just here to offer fuel. I don't want to be dealing with the stress of deadlines, and this is not my portion. I'm sorry. Like, I feel so bad for them, but not for me. So yeah, that's me. I don't have a lot to add because I just wish I would be a priority. If she falls sick now because she has been neglecting me. Anyway, let me go finish my food before we collapse here, and then they'll be calling me.
What do you think about this idea of dramatizing my mental processes as people having conversation? How cool is that idea? Like, it's not original. There are lots of people doing something like that on the internet, but for me, doing it in this way about my thought processes, I thought, brilliant. So I love it. I hope you enjoy it, because there's going to be more and more and more of this coming. And yeah, let me know who's your favorite in the comments. Okay, number 2, I've shot this video now two times, and they did not save. So as I'm here like this, I want to cry, but I will not cry because it's not the time, okay? I just want to power through. But the very first time I shot it, I had an analogy that came to me that I've always known, but I didn't make the relation, the cross-referencing, and of the things. So every time I hear a woman say, "Oh, I don't go to the gym to lift weights because I don't want to look like a man," me, I laugh in the future past tense, because auntie, you have not even succeeded to go to the gym for 2 weeks and you are worried about looking like a man? Surely. The only reason you have such a fear is that you have no idea, absolutely no idea what it takes to build muscle to the point where it looks like a man. It is intentional. You have to eat well, you have to train, sleep. It is so much work. You don't get there by accident. In fact, you can track every inch of muscle that grows as it's growing, because that's how slow it is. Why did I think that was such a perfect analogy for this situation? Is because I think success in every other field is like that. It's very, very, very few people that become overnight successes. For most people, it's a gradual, incremental process.
If I agree that overnight success is not really a real thing, not for most people, then my fear of my platform growing to the point where I will not be able to control the demands on my time, I won't be able to control how I present myself, and all the criticisms and the this and the that could come as a result of a big platform, all of that were irrational fears. Because if the growth comes in a steady pace, then maybe I also have what it takes to expand, to accommodate all the different demands that each new level of success will unlock. right? So it won't just overwhelm me overnight. I will be able to grow with the success, expand with it to accommodate what it demands, and also set boundaries of what I would not want to have moving forward into the next stage, if that makes sense.
Like, I don't have to be jumping on stage every night if I don't want to. If the success is coming small, let's say I'm doing 8 gigs a week, a month. We're doing 8 gigs, and then one day 2 more gigs come. Now I'm used to doing 8 gigs, so it's easier for me to expand to accommodate 2 more. Do you understand? And then we go. I have my systems, and then maybe 4 more gigs come. I'm like, okay, I can take 2 more, and then I expand a little bit more to accommodate those 2. And I feel like that's how it happens, slowly, gradually, so that nothing is just bamboozling you like this out of nowhere. What that means is that in those times, I can intentionally decide for myself, is this a good decision? Does this align? I can take the time, take a pause, and think about whether this is aligned. And if it is, let's go. If not, yeah. So that's what I'm starting to understand, that the same way that a bodybuilder can get to a point where she's like, I feel like I'm getting too bulky now, I think I'll just maintain at this point, and she can. Or she can say, I think this is a bit too much, let me get a bit leaner. She can. You're not going to get buff like this by accident. You're not going to get to top success, thousands of followers just overnight, hundreds of thousands overnight. Who are you? It's going to come small, and because it comes small, I will grow my capacity to handle the good, the bad, and the ugly that comes with it, just the same way that I've learned over time to handle the good, the bad, and the ugly happening in my life, even in this small scale that it still currently is in right now. Last thing that I want to take with me into this time is to detach my sense of self from the outcome and rather be focused on the process. I know people say this all the time, so it sounds very much like, oh my god, we've heard this a million times before. Like, I know, but I feel like the people who give the advice of detach your sense of self from the outcome and rather focus on the process, they tend not to talk about the fact that the world around you tends to judge you based on those outcomes and not necessarily based on the process. A lot of people don't care how people got rich. They just care that they're rich and they want it for themselves. They don't know who they sacrificed, who they backstabbed, who they this and who they that to get to where they are. They just care about the getting to that point. And if you are a student like me who used to be a good student, right, and you get told, oh my god, you're so smart at the end of the year, when you get those grades, especially if you didn't really strain too much to get those grades, and then you get all these accolades and, oh yes, congratulations, you are so smart, well done, you are the future bright shining star, and now you come into the real world and you realize, oh wait, you mean that I have to do a lot more than what I was doing in school to get all those accolades that I was getting there just by waking up and doing the bare minimum? Or sometimes it's not even that I was doing the bare minimum, but nobody celebrated me for the effort that I put in. They only celebrated me for the outcome. So you have B, C, D students who never got the, oh, well done, who went out there and thrived because they didn't need the accolades to keep going. Like some of us that needed to be A-grade students to now continue to go, and when we didn't reach A-grade, it felt like our world was falling apart. Do you understand? So I feel like those students, because they weren't like getting all this hype for just passing exams, not because passing exams is biscuit, but it's not biscuits, but it's not everything. What is more important is the process that went into the exam. So if they told us, well done on managing your time, well done on staying focused, well done on sticking with it even though it's hard, regardless if you got an A or got a B or a C, if you got an A, good. If you got a B, you still did amazing. C, even amazing, because you keep going and you got that C and you're here again the next semester to do it again, even though nobody was praising you and clapping for you for getting a C. Do you understand? So now I'm here constantly searching for the accolades since I'm now done with school. And there's no more graduation. There's no more Dean's Merit List. There's no more grading. Do you understand? In general, now is you put your money where your mouth is. Is the place filthy or is it clean? Can you put your mouth there? And now I'm having to learn the hard way that, damn, sometimes you can really put in the work and nothing comes out of it because I don't control the outcome, right? I talked about it in the other video about decision making. I don't control the outcome. You can watch that video. I'll link it. I don't control the outcome. So I cannot attach my identity to an outcome that is not within my control. I can put the music out there, I can put the content out there, that's within my control. But how people respond, whether they'll like it, whether they won't like it, it's not within my control. And so what kind of identity would I be forming if I attach it to that outcome? One that is very, very unstable. That's the kind. So I'm trying to move away from that and really focus on priding myself on doing the journey. That's why you can see me doing the content, the skits. They are showing you the things that I am going through. I'm giving you storytelling angles, script writing, what. I'm doing the things because right now it's about that. It's about the process and not so much getting to the destination. If it works, fine. If it doesn't work, there's no such thing as failure. I mean, you can fail, but you will be gathering data. Failure is data. Success is data. All of this is just data. You collect, you analyze, you make sense of it, and then you see what's the next best move to make. Hey, I don't talk tire, but these are my thoughts. These are my thoughts now around success because I want to keep going. I want to see what happens if I just keep going without stopping. I am tired of stopping and starting because of X, because of Y. I want to keep going. I don't want to stop because I'm scared that this will happen. I'm scared. Let it happen. Let it happen. I have what it takes to deal with what comes afterwards. That's also something I said in that very same video I just referenced now. But yeah, this is our video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed me ranting out my thoughts to you. I hope something has been helpful. If it has, well, share it with someone. Leave me a comment and let me know what it is, because I'm really interested in the conversations that come out of this. Sorry I keep looking over there, because like I told you, I've recorded this video now 3 times and it does not save. If it doesn't save again, I will cry. Let me just be honest, I will cry. I hope you are seeing the quality of the content as it's evolving every week, so I should not have to say subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. Just check out the old content and just see the growth yourself and tell me that you don't want to be part of this growth. You don't want to be part of the people that when I finally hit my 100,000 subscribers mark, you'll be like, I was part of the first 50. You want that to be your story. I know you do. So do the things and I will see you in the next video.